Welcome to the Kinected podcast, where we shine a spotlight on the incredible members of our Kinected community. I'm Brent Fessler, your host, and each episode we're diving into the stories, the expertise, and passions of the innovators, the entrepreneurs, and the change makers who make Kinected so special. Our goal is to inspire collaboration, to spark new connections, and to drive business opportunities within our community here at Kinected. Today, we're thrilled to introduce Kyan Frith and Austin Galvez with Ratio Fortis. And so let's get started. Kyan, Austin, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, looking forward to this.
All right. Don't gang up on me today. I'm outnumbered here, so it's gonna be great.
We'll do our best.
Yeah. And so for context, we're actually next door neighbors here at Kinected. So I feel kind of like I'm part of the Ratio Fortis team.
Well, you hear a lot about what we do.
I do hear a lot about what you do, and now we're going to share a little bit of that loudness with everybody else. So first, can you tell us about yourself, both of you, and your journey to where you are today in your business or profession? Because Ratio Fortis is pretty young, right?
Yeah, we've been officially formed for 7.5 months, going on 8 months now. Funny how it kind of all came together. In the beginning, it was 3 separate business structures. There was me, Kyan had his own thing, and Diego Bravo, our third partner, he had his own thing. And it actually came together when I had Kyan as a client of mine, and Diego worked under me at the CPA firm where Kyan found me, and I oversaw Diego, and I ended up leaving that in April of 2022, set out on my own, started doing things. Kyan kind of got lost in the shuffle with my old firm. So he reached out to me after officially moving to the United States. We caught up over coffee, realized that, instead of me trying to be his tax accountant, I was like, we think pretty similarly on a lot of things, and I think we could help each other with what we're wanting to do. Why don't we team up a bit? So we started working together, and then Diego kind of set out on his own a little after I left, and I was collabing with him too, and we thought, why don't the 3 of us get together and see what we can build?
Nice.
It was a great journey to get to here. And I'd been here for 2 years. And we could continue to build out my own small practice, but it would have got to a point where we'd reached our limit, we'd reached our capacity. And so when we started having the conversations in Q4 last year about this, it was just the most logical development of merging and bringing people together to collaborate together and then go and do something a little bit different.
Nice. So what inspired you guys to join the Kinected community, and how has being a part of it impacted your work?
Well, from my perspective, what inspired me was coming here on a few occasions. And I know I'd come in and looked around with you, and this place feels a little bit different. It's got a different look and feel to it. You can't fail to notice the art. And even now when other people come in to see us, they pick up on the art, they pick up on the vibe here. There's a different spirit here. And so from my perspective, it was logical that we're going to set up a business, it would be here. So, yeah.
It's funny. Before we officially formed Ratio Fortis, we were still essentially working out of our home offices, or we'd go to coffee shops and meet up with people. We realized that we really wanted to level up our game. And so Kyan and I were talking, and he's like, why don't I just put some feelers out there, see what I can find? He found this place. He said, hey, Austin, why don't we check this out? It may be a little early for us to do something like this, move into a space, take on rent, but why not? And then I came in, saw the layout, saw the corner office that we started at, and loved it. So we were kind of hooked day one.
In fairness, though, if it hadn't been for your kindness and the way that you were like, I want to support entrepreneurs such as yourself, would we be in this position? Possibly not. So we are very grateful to you and making the space available for us here in Kinected.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
It gave us credibility as a new firm straight away.
Yeah.
And that was so helpful. Being able to say to people, we have a presence, come into our office, come and relax. Yeah, that was special.
Yeah, we do hope that Kinected is truly an ecosystem. And if you think about an ecosystem, it's relevant for lots of different stages in the life cycle of a business. Whether we've got some mature businesses that have been around for decades, and we have some fresh, brand new businesses that didn't exist before they, kind of either just before they walked through the Kinected doors or actually incubated right here inside of Kinected. And we love, it really gives me a very fulfilling feeling to see businesses flourish and thrive. Not that we made them, but more of just made a space. And we want Kinected to be that space. And I love seeing you guys, seeing the energy, just visibly watching you grow and watching Ratio Fortis grow a little faster than you thought. And so that's
an interesting. I mean, I love the fact that you are setting us up to flourish. You and the Kinected ecosystem have been enablers for us, without a shadow of a doubt. We had thoughts and plans for this year. They've been exceeded way faster than we ever imagined.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, talk to us a little bit about the core mission of Ratio Fortis. What's the unique value of your business, and what problem are you solving for clients?
Do you want to lead on me?
I'll let you lead.
Okay. So, what's Austin's a CPA, and we got others in the firm now that they're training CPAs too. We're not a CPA firm, and we don't want to be known as that. We want to disrupt a market that is tinged with people with frustrations. So many people look at CPAs and say that they're backward looking in the fact that it's all about tax compliance. We want to be the forward thinking advisory firm. So yes, we'll do the tax compliance, but it's more case of it's a compliance exercise, but now let's focus on strategy. Let's focus on getting you to where you want to be. And so that's how we're driven. It's helping the business owners who are going, what do I do next? I've reached such a level, but what do I do now? And that's where we step into our own. So then, like myself and Austin working together for the benefit of our clients, they then get a tax expert and someone who's a business expert collaborating together for the benefit of clients. So we're offering up something that's a little bit unique. We also have some services which are a little bit unique in the fact that there's a lot of people who are doing fractional CFO work. Yeah, we're doing it, but we've called it corporate CFOs. The reason being is our clients will get 2 for 1. They'll get Austin and I working on their account, and they're getting the best of both worlds in a single package. We're doing corporate boards. So for businesses where it's a business owner and he's got to maybe 7-8 million, and he's going, I want to do more, but he doesn't have that structure around him, doesn't have that senior management team around him, doesn't have a board with a high experience. We offer up basically the fractional board. So we offer up 2, 3, 4 people, and then we can help them scale. That's a little bit of a unique proposition.
Is there a particular success story or project that you're particularly proud of that can really demonstrate what you guys do?
Yeah, I think the first big shared client that we got as a company, we it started out as a referral from a colleague and friend of ours, and the client comes in, wasn't sure what to expect. We weren't sure what to expect, so we kind of started it out by looking at his tax situation, just offering to look through the last few years, see if there's anything missed, anything that could be changed or done and sent to the IRS with a revision. So we did that, and turns out the last accountant had a lot of things they either didn't understand or simply overlooked. So we got him about $100,000 back just from that. And after that, he was just so grateful and so excited to start working with us that he took us on a monthly basis. And with him working with us on a monthly basis, we then suddenly had enough to hire our first employee. And so we added that employee, and it opened some doors. And then we applied that formula to the next big client and then to the next big client. So it's just after that first little trial run that we had, it really just started picking up and snowballing.
Nice. Sure. And it was it was fascinating because we sat there with him in the initial meeting, and I can be known for being fairly talkative, but not in those environments with a prospect. We ask the questions, we let them do the talking and talk around their business, or businesses. We love working with business owners where they have multiple entities. Invariably, they're not structured correctly and they're not running efficiently. And we're sitting there with this particular prospect, and I'm just asking questions and then just letting them expand. And that goes on for maybe about 30 minutes. And I go, well, I presume your current CPA's asked you these questions. And I remember him just looking at me going, as well as I do, that they haven't. I was like, I know, but I just wanted to hear you say it and just frame it. And so is this something that would be of interest to you? And that was a really good moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Very nice. Those are great stories. What's one thing that you wish more people knew about your industry or the work that you do? I mean, there's clearly people who need you and don't know what you do until you come in and do a session with them.
I think the thing I wish people knew was that we're on their side. A lot of times when we go through and we find things that are broken and offer solutions to fix it, we're not doing it because we're on the IRS's payroll. We're not doing it because we're going to get a kickback from an attorney. We're not doing it so we can create a bloated fee. We're doing it because we see where they're at and where they could be, and we care enough to try to get them to that point because that's really where our passion lies. Yeah. And unfortunately, there's times where people will look at it and say, oh, no, because I have to do this and this, you're the bad guy. Kind of like when a doctor tells you you need to exercise or lose weight or you need to stop a vice or a habit. A lot of times you'll think the doctor's the bad guy. Yeah. And in reality, the doctor's just saying, look, I see where your health is at, where you want to be. These are the things that are going to change you for the better. I'm here to help you. That's the spot we're in.
Yeah. I mean, we had a specific client where we did some initial work and it was clear there were some issues. So we did a forensic accounting piece. But by doing that, we were able to quantify exactly on some tax matters. And by doing what we did and then taking an approach that we could in terms of tax strategy, that saved him about $250,000 of tax. At which point he goes, love you guys. Now, that wasn't a straightforward process even to get to there because I did actually literally have a phone call with a client where he's going, are you actually working for me or are you working for the IRS? And he's getting really aggressive on the phone. And I'm like, we're working for you. We're going to do everything we can to protect you. And by then going through the forensic piece and then giving the outcome, we go, okay, yeah, you've proven yourselves. And now we've been retained to support all his entities and help him to scale to a whole nother level because we earned that credibility.
But as a Brit, you probably do have a pretty good villain laugh. That's there you go. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, we're the good guys, really.
Yeah, you should hear him go after James Bond.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're coming back. You may have kicked us out in 1776, but we're coming back in our ones and twos.
Sorry, you're in for the lock fight. So, talk to us a little bit about how you've collaborated with other Kinected members, and if so, how did those partnerships come about, and what were the outcomes with that?
I'll be brutally honest. It's an area where we haven't focused too well on that to date. We have been so caught up in just the pace of everything's been going. But we're just starting now, so we're just starting to get to know people better, and that's my fault. I'm supposed to be looking after BD, and I didn't even look what was literally right before me. We're just starting to form some relationships now. So
yeah. Well, you guys are having a party all the time in your office. You got to just let it spill out.
Oh, you can hear it.
I can hear that. That's why I'm trying to get you to move to the suite upstairs. So speaking of that, so what kind of collaboration or partnership are you most excited to explore within the Kinected community? How can we connect in with?
So for us, it is literally been to work with people who have a similar mindset, and we're very interested in having an ecosystem that we work within where we're trying to be mutually beneficial, where there's shared clients, where there's a shared mindset, where there's ability to stretch your thought process. That's really appealing.
Nice. What is a lesson that you've learned in your career, and I'd love to hear from both of you about this, that you think others in the community could really benefit from?
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, I'm looking to you.
My first...
Kyan hasn't learned his lesson yet.
No, he has a few lessons that still need to be learned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is also a therapy session.
Yeah,
it's a podcast.
Group therapy.
Yeah.
Kyan and I probably need it.
Yeah. I've got some puppets right here.
Okay, there we go. Definitely, the biggest lesson I learned was my first year in public accounting. I got assigned to a client. They had the patents on a lot of different eyewear that was stocking the shelves in all the Sam's Clubs in the U.S. And I got hired on to kind of serve as a fractional controller. And I would work with them on the accounting. I'd work with them on the forecast. I'd work with them on lead time to and from China because they manufactured everything there. So knowing the lead times was important. The problem I had, though, was I got the hang of the business and I'd have ideas and recommendations, but the client would just talk over me and not focus on what I was saying. And I got to the point where I probably did it in a more crass way than I should have, but I told him, I just stood up and I said, will you shut up for a minute, please? You're paying me to help you. I'm trying to help you, and you're not letting me help you. If you give me 2 minutes to tell you what I think, it'll be worth your time. Well, the client immediately after that called my managing partner and complained about me. Managing partner just rolled his eyes and said, well, do what he says. Give it a try. And after that, for some magical reason, I suppose, the client and I actually got along really well. He'd listen to me. I listened to him. We got a lot more done. And so it was scary, and I probably didn't handle it the best way, but it taught me if you know something and you have something to offer, stand up for yourself, or at the very least, stand up for the idea and the knowledge that you have. Because if you can't back your own ideas and your own inventions, who is going to? And if you're able to take that leap, it really goes a long way in building trust and rapport with clients in the long run. Sometimes you need to be a little harsh and crass with people. I would not take that approach uniformly with anybody. But if you're willing to stand up for your ideas, your education, your training, and your belief, and you know you can provide value and you can show it, that's going to open doors. And it certainly did for me.
It's fantastic.
Very good.
Yeah.
I could probably write a book of lessons learned because I've made so many mistakes and failed so many times. There's maybe a couple of things that stick in my mind, though. I remember learning the value of collaboration the hard way. And when I was younger, I was on fast track, senior finance bod, and my ego was getting the better of me. I remember coming back from a holiday, as we would call it in English. I like to try and use the word vacation, and being called in by the managing director and the COO and told your team don't like you, they don't like your approach you're taking. And I remember learning the real hard way of actually collaborating and working together as a team. That transformed things for me, of then going, wait a minute, if we work together, we are literally better together. And so I then carried that through over the next 10 years or so. So then coming into Ratio Fortis, for example, collaboration is at the absolute heart of what we do. As three partners, we work very closely together. We collaborate a great deal on a number of clients. And I'm now benefiting from something I learned the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's a good lesson for me as well. I remember thinking that groups and peer groups and collaboration were good for other people. I didn't need it. Yeah. And fortunately learned that in my probably early 30s in a significant way, and wish I had known that sooner. It was really pride, honestly, that kept me out of that, and has been a critical part of my professional world and my personal, my spiritual walk. Mm-hmm. Every area I've learned that we truly are better together. That's why it's our super secret Wi-Fi password here at Kinected as well, just to remind us that we truly are better together.
Indeed. Totally agree.
So a couple fun questions. What would be one interesting or surprising thing that people probably don't know about the two of you?
Do I answer for you?
Only if I answer for you.
Oh gosh, no, you can go first. It's all right.
Kyan actually doesn't have any hair.
Oh, surprise!
Oh wow. Ta-da.
Yeah, sorry, world, I had to reveal it. About me, I would say either I went to high school at an art school, and I actually wanted to go into film at first, which is a 180 to becoming an accountant.
Yeah.
Very, very different skill set, very different type of people that flock to it. But to this day,
we do get creative accounting sometimes, right?
you do. There's a good, healthy way to do creative accounting,
Oh, ethical.
and then there's the way that puts you in prison for 25 to 50 years. I like to do the safe, creative one.
It's usually not a core value common to accounting and finance firms, creativity.
Yeah. Creativity is, most people, they get a reputation. If you're the creative accountant, that kind of can be seen the wrong way. But I think that my artistic background, my family's very artistic.
Yeah.
Musicians, sculptors, painters. My brother's great at cinematography. He's developing a video game right now. In his spare time, he's a programmer for HP. But I think, that artistic approach of seeing things differently and taking time to see how you think and feel about what you're looking at, that approach for me and what I do, actually, I think is invaluable. Even though it may sound kind of kooky, the ability to kind of look at a client's problem or their business or their numbers, sit through and just kind of appreciate it and think about it from different angles, really for me has made it easier for me to give good advice that changes people's business trajectories.
Yeah, what a great way to look at that. Surprises, Kyan.
Wow.
We weren't really surprised that you don't have hair. We can
Yeah, I know. Something that's surprising. So
that's the accountant response, right? You guys may be surprised to really see this really obvious thing here.
Yeah, but the obvious thing is obvious, and everyone's just shocked.
What a great accountant.
Is there anything surprising?
Your car, your love of cars.
I don't love the car. I love Formula One racing.
That caught me off guard because you're this British kind guy, and you're like, go, 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 and you love just...
Yeah, I do. I do like cars. Do love Formula One. Business keeps taking off. I want to be able to do the full F1 circuit one year, flying into each of the races.
Right.
That's a good dream.
Very cool.
It's a good dream.
Very cool.
Yeah.
But like a true British immigrant, though, you do drive a truck now.
I do. Yeah. So if that surprises anyone, I do drive a truck. I do have the boots. I do have the belt. I do have a couple of hats. I finally bought myself a felt hat at the weekend. So yeah. So then I got the Stetson and the felt hat as well. So
all right. So next one.
Honorary Texan.
That's great. That's great. Well, we welcome you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. Y'all.
Good to be here with y'all.
If Ratio Fortis had a theme song, what would it be? And this is nice and pertinent for it because KPMG is famous for having the KPMG anthem and stuff. So I don't know if y'all have heard that even. That's maybe more of a musician, kind of a little known fact.
Oh, I haven't. But KPMG out of the Big Four, the Big Four were always all over when I was in school, and KPMG always was kind of
had that great corporate anthem. Do you remember? Have you seen those?
I haven't.
Okay. I'll text it to you after the show.
Yeah, I'll need to see that. They're definitely the emo rebellious little brother out of the Big Four for sure.
So as the managing partner, what would you like as our theme song?
What would I like, or what do I think it is?
Oh wow. What do you think it is? We never even thought about doing that.
I mean, great question. I'm at a loss. I don't know. What would you say?
Well, I've never think about singing within our office. Could you imagine?
I'm tone deaf, so for me, singing isn't something that I try to entertain. Otherwise, if I try to sing what's in my head, most people.
Well, then we could shift a little. Like, what do What do you play to get you psyched up for a great day of accounting and finance? What's your roll-up song? What are you rolling up into the parking garage? It's a country rock.
I've got a couple of really good Christian playlists that I like to listen to. Make Away, Make Room, songs like that. Okay. They mean a great deal to me.
Connect you deeply. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
They get me motivated.
Like that.
Wow. Now I feel bad because I can tell you a song that comes to my mind when I get pumped about doing a big deal or billing a big project.
Is that appropriate? Just think it through for a moment.
It's hip hop R&B related. It's
really?
Well, I mean,
just say it.
I graduated high school in 2009, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and I didn't even know that I'd be in a position where I'd be successful and be able to do what I do. So T.I., Whatever You Like, that was a song I remember hearing in high school thinking, man, if I could become like a big business guy and know more about money and have some money, man, this would be my jam. And so I still think about that. I'll have it on my I have different playlists, but if that comes on, sometimes I'll listen to that. And I'll just kind of feel like an 18-year-old that thought he could conquer the world, but was very naive and had no skills. So it kind of pumps me up sometimes when I'm getting ready for a big client meeting or bidding on a big project or something like that.
You're so funny. So I just going to pick up on something you just said there. So you graduated high school in 2009?
Yeah.
I thought it was 1999. I thought you were older than me.
Oh, yeah. People think that I'm older than Kyan all the time.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
it's because I'm the more mature one.
Yeah.
So
more mature one. Should we tell them about maybe some of the collections you have?
Okay. Fantastic. Well, how can the Kinected community connect with you to learn more or explore potential collaborations?
I've just come and knock on the door. Suite 127 at the moment.
Just like
and
that.
And then, as if by magic. That's exactly. Just come and knock on the door. Come and see us.
All right. Are there any specific project services or opportunities that you're currently offering that you'd like to share?
I think the biggest thing that we've really enjoyed is the board services, board advisory. It may appear to simplify to people, the CFO or the accountant who comes up with your strategy and holds you accountable for your numbers. I mean, it's a lot more than that. We do a lot more than that. And you'd be surprised. Kyan, he is a very humble guy. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. And he won't toot his own horn on this, but most accountants don't think about creative ways to improve revenue. I certainly don't. There's a lot of things that I feel that I can handle on the numbers side. Improving revenue is something I've always just leaned on operations for. But Kyan is someone who actually has this rare skill set to look at people's revenue, how to grow it, and then everything else gets boosted with that. And so one of the things that I think is great for people here to consider is, hey, if you're feeling stagnant or if you feel like you haven't reached your potential, you're managing things as frugally as possible, maybe that's the lever you need to pull. And if it is, Kyan is one of the best I've seen at doing that.
Nice. So one of the aspects that we're really keen on is it's not a scarcity mindset, it's an abundance mindset. And we try and encourage people to just think beyond whatever they thought before. There's so much more that you could do, but you've got to change your mindset. And too many people are stuck in old thinking.
Yeah.
We don't think like that. But then we're very fortunate. So we use some psychometric software within Ratio Fortis called Active Index. Austin and I are both known as Maverick Dolphins. So we think, with blue sky thinking, we're collaborators, which is really, really helpful. And that slightly different kind of mindset, that thought process is so helpful to people, which is why the advisory side of things is what we really love doing, because I think we know that we've got experience to draw on, which is of benefit to others. And we just want to see other people soar. We want to see their businesses go from here to here. Apologize. Yeah.
Well, Ratio Fortis, also known as the Maverick Dolphins. Kyan and Austin, thanks so much for being with us today. You didn't think about that for branding your company, right?
You say that, and then my mind goes to Top Gun now. If I'm thinking about themes for us, I'm thinking music from Top Gun.
Oh, well, yeah. But now I'm thinking, so I'm Maverick and you're Goose.
No.
Sorry. Yeah, you've got about half of a show.
I've got half a show. No, that's so sad. It's one of those moments that...
But I can imagine Nicole crying over you.
I can imagine me crying over me, too.
Anyway.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of the Kinected podcast. A huge thank you to Kyan and Austin for sharing their incredible story and insights with us. If you're inspired to connect with Ratio Fortis and Kyan and Austin, or Diego or Brian, any of the guys on the team there, or explore collaboration opportunities, you can reach them right here at Connect on the first floor. You can Google them, and soon to be on the second floor here at Connected because they're growing. To our Connected community, keep building those connections and driving impact. We truly are better together. To learn more about Connected, go to www.connected.work. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you can catch the next inspiring story right here. And we will catch you the next time.